I'm going for the shot. Steady the boat. Heave! Pull! All together now! Heave! Heave! Oh! Heave! Oh! Oh! Yes, we got it! Keep the tension! I'm trying, it's pulling hard. Don't let it go. Get the gaff ready now! I got it, pull him up! Pull, heave! Keep the tension! Almost there, boys. Heave! Heave now, all together! Heave! Don't let him turn again. Keep that tension. Hold it steady. Don't let him dive again. Get ready with the gaff. He's coming up. Hold the line, hold it. Don't let him turn back to the wreck. Pull hard. Pull it in quickly now. Watch the tension, don't let him run. Let him run. Watch the line, watch the line. Keep the tension on that line. It's pulling too hard, we can't hold it. Just hold it. Hold the line, don't let him run. Keep the pressure on, pull him up. Watch out, hold on to something, it's coming back around. We got it. Nice one. Hey, pull hard now. Watch the line. Get it up. Secure the lines. Let's measure this quickly. Okay, it's ready for the cut now. Watch the knife. Holy smokes, look at the size of that thing. What in the world? Keep the tension on the port side.
He's pulling hard.
Steady, steady now. We almost got it. All right, pull. 1, 2, 3.
Keep it coming.
Almost there. Push.
Get the emergency brake engaged. We're losing the line.
I'm on it. Give me a second. Secure that cable now.
I'm trying. She's pulling hard.
Watch the deck. Another wave coming over. Keep reeling. There it is. Hit it.
He's coming up. Get the gaff in. I got him. Pull, pull.
Dans les profondeurs glissées de l'océan. L'imposant navier dossier pénétre silencieusement dans les eaux obscures où des créateurs colossales se cachent sous la pression des abysses. Sur la pente. Des pêcheurs européens. Wettest combinaisons orange et anches. Les arrivent sur leur proie.
Easy, easy. Bring it down slow. Watch the cables. Set her down.
All right, boys, heave. 1, 2,
Heave.
there he is. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Brace yourselves, don't let it run.
We're losing it. Hold fast.
Savient quende succès de simulate la puissance brute de Merugeon. Pesant des centaines de kilos. Créasse debate et assez échappé, sous l'eau d'une bleu profonde. L'ombre gigantesque s'est mit à bouger. Le premier coup de corde propulse le navire. Le tendant à son maximum. La mer s'est déclina. Le corps du Merugeon s'est tordant violemment.
Hold it steady, don't let it twist the line. I've got it, push down harder.
Choc mouvement was on tremble l'environnement. La corde s'est tendit encore. Vibrant comme un câble de vente. Tandis que la poisson résistait de toutes ses forces. Sur la pente. Les pêcheurs tirent de mouvement rythmé. Repoussant la force des profondeurs.
Keep pulling, man.
Pull harder. We almost got it. Don't let go of the rope.
Choc par en avant été en combat. Choc mouvement sur une approved endurance. Le harpon était firmament tendu. La corde bien serrée. Et le Merugeon continuait de se débattre violemment. Son corps s'est tordant. Sa queue fut étant l'eau avec force.
Secure the headline. I've got the tail, heave. Watch your footing on the deck. Hold the line, watch the tail.
I got it. Pull harder.
We almost got it secured. Hold the line steady, don't let him turn. We need more rope over here.
Look out.
Crient des gerbes de qui se créent contre la coque du navire. L'alerte foot long et acharnée. Le poisson fit surface près du rivage. Refusant to jure de se render. Cestern coups de Q resonerant contre l'arcopters le grandement sur ces Milano ventetto vague.
That's 210 centimeters exactly. Right. Make a note of that, please.
As the sun gradually sank behind the cold grey horizon of the North Atlantic, the heavy steel ship surrounded itself, leaving behind a shimmering orange-yellow streak of sunset. On the deck were people in orange, navy blue, yellow and salt green raincoats. Standing quietly, one could see the rows of houses, cranes, backlights and silhouettes clearly visible on the last day. The computer noise was no longer stormy but calm, steady like a tired but satisfied breath. The heavy sound of the chain from the deck to the dock hitting the iron powder, the roar of the forklift, the shouts of the bridge workers pulling the ropes mixed with the smell of oil, the smell of fish and the soft, cold sea breeze created a very special atmosphere at the end of the day above. The green boxes of grouper fillets were delivered at once to the stern, hooked to pallets, lowered, and then quickly rolled into the cold storage amidst the white light and the sound of the air conditioner amidst the white light. While on the deck, every meter of cable was neatly rolled up, every trace of fish blood was cleaned, leaving only scratches and scrapes as traces of the morning battle with the grouper. Fishermen unzipped their raincoats, pulled their woolen hats up high, wiped the sweat and seawater off their faces. Some stopped for a few seconds just to look up at their boat, looking far away at the deck where the fish was to be pulled up. Then went back down to continue their light work at the end of the day, the thrilling climb up to the lights. The warm yellow windows in the distance contrasting with the darkening purple blue sky. And amidst the noisy picture it felt clear that a circle had been turned, the grouper hunt was over. The fish had come ashore. The fruits had been delivered to the mainland. And the boat and those wet raincoats would get a rest before continuing the bridge. On a new day, once again facing what was waiting at the bottom of the sea.
Watch the wave.
Pull it in, quickly!
This is the deep ground right here. The groupers are holding in this canyon. We'll set the lines here. Watch the winch, it's speeding up. Bring the net around, watch the swell.
Watch the drum. Keep the tension steady, slowly now.
They're stacked deep, right on the edge of that structure. We need to hit them hard and fast before the current shifts.
Secure that line, we're moving in.
Watch the starboard side. Waves are picking up.
All right, listen up. We're hunting the giant grouper today. The seas are rough, but we push through. Remember the target. Aim for the big one.
When the ship was tied to the wharf, the ropes stretched into heavy curves on the damp concrete. The rhythm of life all day at the port
Right there,
began to
Captain.
be clearly
That's
visible
it.
in layers
A possible
on
giant
the deck.
grouper.
Orange, dark blue, Yellow and green raincoats moved silently between the forest of cables and plastic crates, pushing each pallet of giant grouper fillets to the edge of the ship, hooked onto the forklift's forks with a deafening clang of metal. Down at the wharf, warehouse workers in dark reflective vests,
This trench is where we'll
safety
find the
helmets
grouper, right
faded
here.
with sea salt, received each
Secure
block
those
of
traps
boots
now, the
smelling
waves
of
are getting
salt
rough.
water and cold with ice.
Check the
Quickly
tension on that
recorded
line. We're ready to
labeled
deploy.
them,
It's clear.
checked
Send
them,
it down.
and then turned them into anonymous units of goods rolling into the cold storage inside the warehouse. Under the harsh white light, giant boxes of grouper fillets were stacked into green walls. The cold air blurred the glasses. The steady sound of the compressor and the sound of rubber wheels rolling on the concrete echoed, completely isolated from the sound of waves and wind outside. Back on deck, when the last crates of fish had left the ship, leaving only a few streaks of water and a few scratches on the steel surface, the fishermen begin their familiar and never so gentle process, winding up every meter of rope, spraying every corner
Again,
of the
all
deck,
together now.
rehanging the harpoon, locking the fish hold, all in the pale yellow light of the ship's fading lights, while the sound of the forklift horn fades away
Secure
and the
the
harbour
tail.
lights change to a softer
Now
tone.
lift.
A few people
Pull
take
harder.
the opportunity
Okay,
to
it's on
stand by
deck.
the railing, watching the last pallets carrying giant grouper meat drift deep into the mainland. Their minds not only filled
Look at that,
with
we
numbers,
finally got him.
the money from selling the fish or the weight, but with the feeling of today I brought something from the bottom of the sea here, a kind of quiet satisfaction that only
Look at
those
the
who end
side
the
of
day
this
on a
thing. It's gotta be a
salt-drenched
record.
iron deck can truly
Absolutely
understand.
massive. Let's get this weighed and cut. Look at the size of that thing. Biggest one yet, Captain. We did it.
Captain, look! Look! Another giant grouper. It's even deeper than the last one.
Pull in the slack. Watch the line, it's heavy. Watch the tension on that line.
Steady as she goes. More bait coming through.
We got a giant grouper hooked up. Get the lines ready. Move, move. Hold the line. She's pulling hard. We're losing the deck. Get to the cable. All right, heave. Together now. Pull. Hey, look, another giant grouper might be down there. Watch the line, secure that hook. We need more bait over here.
And then, when the last forklifts left the ship's side, carrying pallets of giant grouper fillets that had been sealed, They went deep into the warehouse and from there spread out across the city. The rhythm outside the port began to slow down. But the story of today's seafaring day continued in a different way inside the brightly lit cold storage. Under the cold white light, the giant grouper was no longer a wet mass on the steel deck but had turned into trays and boxes of pinkish white meat, lined up in rows, labeled, dated, and where it was caught, at the wholesale market, where fish stalls, ice trays, and the cries of bargaining rang out from the early morning. Those fillets were placed on a layer of crushed ice, reflecting the neon lights on the smooth surface. The cold smell of ice and the salty smell of the sea mixed
Bring
together.
it down easy, watch
while
the ice.
sellers simply introduced deep sea fish.
Okay, clear the
big
space
fish,
for the next crate.
Firm meat. Few people knew that behind
Stack
it
the
was
next
a
ones
whole
on the upper
day's
shelf.
struggle of the steel ship at
Got it,
sea
watch your feet
to the
down there.
restaurant kitchen, where the chef in a clean white shirt, under the
That
warm
last
yellow
grouper
light,
nearly pulled the
gently
rod right
cuts,
out of my hand.
marinades,
Biggest one
pan
I've seen all
fries,
season.
grills or steams
We are
those
in this
giant
quiet.
pieces of grouper, turning them into a delicate dish on a white porcelain plate, decorated with a few sprigs of herbs, a few drops of glossy sauce, a dish that when the customer uses a knife to lightly score, will separate layers of smooth white meat. It is impossible to imagine that it was once a giant mass of muscle struggling on the seabed, pulling on cables and shaking the entire deck.
It was right
and
here,
on
I
the
tell you,
other side,
wider than the deck.
not
I've
far
never
away,
seen one
in a small
fight like
shop
that.
near the wharf,
Thought my arm
a
was
few
gone.
orange, blue, yellow, green raincoats have now been replaced by sweaters. Simple
Look at that
jackets,
mark, Captain.
sitting around the
Another
table,
giant grouper near
raising
the edge.
glasses
I
of
see it.
water,
Confirmed.
glasses of beer, sipping hot
Park right
fried
there, boys.
fish, maybe
Get those
also
rigs ready.
grouper,
We're going
maybe
after the
another
big ones
kind
today.
of fish, telling the story of the tail whip that almost threw a person
That should
off
hold the
deck.
big ones.
But
Right,
the
clip it
moment
on
the
there.
steel spear was plunged down, of the meticulous knife cuts on the giant fish's body, and then when night fell completely, the harbour lights faded and the steel ship was just a huge dark mass anchored silently by
Keep
the
it clear on the
bridge.
starboard side.
All that remained of a day with giant
Watch the
grouper
tension,
was
it's
the
going
smell
fast.
of salt still lingering on the hands. A few scratches
We
on
got a
the
bite,
steel.
get over here.
The cargo boxes that had disappeared behind the warehouse door and the
All right,
feeling
pull
of
it up,
being lighter
easy
but
now.
never empty in the hearts of those
Pull
who
on
were ready
three.
to
One,
repeat that
two,
sighting
pull.
tomorrow morning when the sea called
Keep it
again.
coming, easy now. The giant grouper is moving upward with the line.
It's coming up.
Keep pulling, steady now.
Almost there, watch the gate.
We got him up, well done.
Get the lines on him quick.
Got the tail secured. Let's measure this beast.
See, the tape shows a clear 5-inch difference right here. And the girth is almost double. Let's get this one ready for processing.
Brace hard and lean back. Use your whole body, not just your arms. Like this. Keep the pressure on.
Look at that cluster down deep in the trench.
That's exactly what we're looking for. Prepare the lines, we drop now. That's the one we've been tracking, Vicente. Look at the size of that return. He's sitting right on the structure. We'll need the heavy rig. All right, hold her steady right there. We're directly over the mark. Start deployment.
From the moment the steel ship stopped by the wharf, the green plastic crates labeled giant grouper fillets began to leave the deck in an orderly flow. Above were bodies in orange, blue, yellow, and green raincoats leaning over to push pallets, hold ropes, and signal each other amid the sound of forklift horns and the sound of iron wheels grinding on the cold, damp concrete floor. Below the shore were the dark-coated silhouettes of port workers quickly catching up, hooking ropes, lifting goods, and pushing them deeper into the warehouse. The camera could follow their path from the deck wet with seawater, where a few hours ago there was still the sound of cables screeching, giant grouper tails flapping, hoarse shouts. Now there was only the sound of water hoses rinsing away blood stains and slime stains on the steel. To the cold storage door where a hazy white mist rose when the door opened. The giant grouper fillets that had just been unloaded were swallowed into the bright white, cold, and silent space. Completely different from the windy, stormy atmosphere outside. Interspersed among all the hurried movements are small but emotional moments. A fisherman stops, puts his gloved hands on his knees to catch his breath, and watches the last crate-marked giant grouper roll deeper into the warehouse as if watching the rest of the morning's battle slip away. Another leans against the ship's railing.
That's it, he's secure.
Pulls up his woolen cap, looks at the scratches on the steel side where the giant fish's body had rubbed against it, then turns back to help his friend reel in the line, lock the winch, and cover the equipment with a tarp on shore.
Be
The
careful
rhythm
with the
of
first
city
cut,
life
it needs to be
gradually
precise.
blends
I know,
into
right
the
along
noise
the
of the
spine. Let's
port
get this done.
vehicles in the distance. Street lights come on. A few silhouettes push carts out of the unloading area, carrying giant grouper fillets inside, ready to enter a new life in the wholesale market, factory, restaurant, while on the ship that has just docked. Colorful raincoats soaked in salt are hung up. Boots are neatly arranged. The deck lights are turned off, leaving only the yellow light from the cockpit door. Like a blink of an eye closing a long day facing the sea and returning a brief silence to the ship before a new journey begins.
Watch the roller, bit choppy here. Got it, line's clear. It's a giant grouper, it's firmly on.
Go, move!
Easy now, keep it steady on your side. All right, she's clear of the hatch. Lower away.
And when the giant grouper fillets were lying quietly in the cold storage, the cargo trucks had left the port. The white fish
There it
plates
is. Get the
were
heavy
on the
gear ready
dining
now.
table somewhere
On
in the
it.
city.
Straighten the line.
The steel ship returned to its usual quiet appearance, with only a few raincoats hanging to dry in the salty wind and a little warmth remaining in the cockpit. Today's journey ended. but its echoes were still thick in every scratch on the deck, and the smell of sweaty salt still lingering on the fishermen's hands. In the stories told in hoarse voices over a late-night meal at a small restaurant near the wharf,
It's pulling hard.
the sea
I need some
returned
help
to
over
its
here.
unpredictable calm, swallowing all traces of finalmente. Danzoon coordination parfaite. Les pêcheurs amènent un premier en près du bord. Recuperant choc meter de corde avec une force herculéenne et une discipline de fer. Une fois la carcasse du poisson ici sur le pont. L'atmosphère change tout out. Choc gestive into crazy metrics. Poisson J on foot immobilise. Et sa manipulation. Procure et soigner. Refléter l'expérience accumulée de génération. Sur le froid et humide. Choc morceau de chef soineurs séparés. Reservant ainsi la valeur du long voyage en mer. Dans la zone village.
Check this seal right here.
Looks good. Make sure the alignment is straight on that pallet.
Tout divin todo netrit me. L'énormous morceau de merufurant inspects. Tries et imbalise directly d'arboard. La lumière du pont se reflète sur les cases soigneusement impilis. Tempoignantum fruit d'une pêche extendue.
Secure the pots, the storm is picking up.
Navire pour sauver sa route.
Watch the line.
L'océan s'apaise pour à bout derrière. La combattion non est terminée.
Watch the edge there. All right, easy now. Lift on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Mais marine de la vie dans les profondeurs marines continuent. Sur ces navires sillés. Au milieu de l'immensité de l'océan. L'homme et l'océan vient de vivre une nouvelle confrontation silencieuse. Ou la force. L'expérience et la volonté est déterminée.
Secure the last pallet on the starboard side.
Almost done here.
Morning battle in just a few waves. Keeping for itself the things that only those brave enough to go out to sea could understand, its harshness, its generosity, and its fairness, on shore. Each giant grouper that appears in the market,
Heave the line,
in the
quick.
kitchen, on the plate,
Got it. Watch
seems
the tension
normal
on
but
that
is
bow
actually
line.
the result of a whole day facing the wind. Waves and the
Heave the
giant
line,
shadow
when ready.
on the seabed,
Hey, Captain,
and
bow line
tomorrow,
secured.
when it is still dark, when the port is still asleep, there will be orange, blue, yellow, green shirts stepping onto the dewy deck. The ship's engine will start again. The line
fast
will
on
be
the stern
dropped
line.
again.
Aye, the
The
bow
hook
is
will
secure.
sink into the cold
right, stop the
water.
engines.
That cycle will continue silently. So that the sea will always have a story to tell. So that fishermen will always have a reason to return. And so that each of us, even if only looking through the screen, can still feel that behind a giant grouper hunt is not just a big catch, but a whole night closely tied to the sea, to the steel ship and to the heartbeats that never stop reaching out to the open sea.
Hard to beat this view after a long shift.
Yeah, the lights look good tonight.
Ready for some rest.